All right, well, we have step one, the initial consultation and the pre-approval process. What is it? Well, in order for us to actually get the show on the road, we have to understand what your buying power is. So, what does that look like? Well, it takes a few phone calls. Sometimes you go through a few people, and sometimes you nail it around the head. We have preferred lenders, we have preferred mortgage brokers that we use all the time and have great success. Sometimes you prefer to use someone that you prefer. Regardless of who you choose, we always want to make sure that they're not only with it, but they have a great closing ratio, because our job is to make sure that you get to the finish line with those keys in hand with the least amount of obstacles, right? So having a great team is super important, and that lender or that mortgage broker, whatever they whichever road you decide, and we'll go in depth with that piece of it. Um, Essentially, they're going to give you a budget, and these parameters will give us the tools that we need so that we know which direction we're going to take. I never want you to go and see a property that you can't afford. That's just not what we're here to do. We want to make sure that we're setting you up for success. So step one is getting pre-approved. Once we have that parameter as to what an affordable property looks like to you, whether you're at this price point, a conservative price point, what your mortgage payments can potentially look like, we can really hit the ground running. Once we have that in place, we now start searching. Before we search, I always like to do either a phone call or a Google Meets. I prefer Google Meets because we can really dive into the multiple listing services together, and we can look at what the market is offering. What are houses in your desired, zip codes and cities look like? Whereas, at what price points are they selling? Are they sitting? And we get to discuss these really key components to the entire process. That way, we're on the same page. I also will ask you a lot of questions. I promise I'm not intrusive, but I do want to make sure I have a good picture of what you're looking for, your needs, your desires, your wants, and some absolute no-nos. Jen, I cannot be in a property that has power lines in front of my house or behind my house, things like that. And then we go through the multiple listing services, aka the MLS, and just see what the inventory looks like. Once I have a good understanding and I start sending you some listings, you say, "Hey, Jen, I am ready to go. Please let's go ahead and set up an appointment for these properties. I really like these." So step one, again, pre-approval. Step two, initial consultation, so that we're all on the same page and make sure that I understand what you're looking for, you understand what the market has to offer.